Set I have with me right now Representative Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee, along with Hugh Hewitt, who is the host of the Hugh Hewitt Show. He's also an MSNBC political analyst. And Ken Blackwell is the former Ohio Secretary of State, and he previously advised the anti-Trump Our Principles PAC. Good to have you all with me. Now I'm going to start with Representative Blackburn because she brought me a goo-goo treat, a cluster
from Nashville,
Tennessee. So the food wins the heart for the day. So when you look at that image of Donald Trump arriving here, yes, he knows how to show up and make an entrance, coming in on the plane and then taking the helicopter over. But what do you make of the team in Donald Trump and Mike Pence?
I think you're going to see a terrific team. Mike is a known conservative. He's a movement conservative. He's the type person people have wanted to see on a national ticket. He is very reserved. It's going to be a good counterbalance. I think it's going to be a positive push-forward team.
And meanwhile, day 4 of the convention, you're going to speak tomorrow.
Yes, I am.
Also, this is your third time. You did that in 2008 and 2012. That was for John McCain and Mitt Romney. Now you're doing this for the nominee in Donald Trump.
Right.
Are you disappointed that John McCain and Mitt Romney are not here and that they decided not to attend to support?
I would like for them to be here. You know, we have to unify and realize we have a goal to elect Donald Trump, President of the United States. We've got the federal bench, the Supreme Court justices. We have working on reducing federal spending in agencies. That's a goal. We're not going to get that done with Hillary Clinton. We will get it done with Donald Trump.
All right, Congresswoman, stand by for me. Hugh, let me ask you, the big news over the last couple hours is this statement from the Trump team about the aide who worked on Melania Trump's speech and giving an apology for it, admitting to the fact that this was taken from Michelle Obama's 2008 speech, and the Trump team not accepting this resignation from her, keeping her on board. Do you think that they've been able to button this up now?
Yes. Yeah. Melania Trump said in the course of her speech that Donald Trump is loyal. I said here yesterday on the set that, look, I'm shocked that there's ghostwriting going on, that it's bad. Once in a while that happens. Not a story anymore. I think Mike Pence is the story, as you were talking about with the Congresswoman. She worked with him. She knows him. I've known him for 6 or 7 years. He's a radio talk show host after he became a lawyer, so I love the guy. But we've got Ohio in a pincer movement. We've got Mike Pence, who had the easternmost parts of Indiana. Donald Trump owns the Steel Valley, my hometown of Warren, Ohio, and Youngstown. Ohio is locked up with this ticket and doing very well down in coal country as well. But here's what I'll say about Mike Pence. Nobody doesn't like him. There isn't one person in the Republican Party. I had Doug Ducey, the wonderful new governor of Arizona, on my radio show this morning, singing his praise. You can't find anyone in the Republican Party who doesn't like Mike Pence.
So when it comes to Ohio and the importance of it, no Republican has won the White House without it. Governor John Kasich is not here, and he's, highly popular in Ohio.
I did a fundraiser for John Kasich before I joined NBC. Rob Portman's run a great campaign. I'm sorry the governor's not here, but he's one vote in Ohio, and the organization is here, and they're going to turn out for Rob Portman, and that's going to turn out for Donald Trump.
So, Ken, let me ask you, though, as someone who was working to not see Donald Trump have this moment, do you think that he has been able to capture a sense of unity for the convention at this point, the halfway point?
Absolutely. Look, I slow-walked my support of Donald Trump because I didn't think he was a conservative. He was a new Republican, and I was really...
But there's a difference between conservative and Republican. Do you think he's a conservative now?
No, I don't. But I, in fact, think he has come in our direction. His court appointments, the fact that he is starting to talk about his cabinet, I think constitutional conservatism is alive and well and will be so in the Trump administration. Look, at the top of the game, he's going to get America growing again, job producing again, working again, and that means that he's going to harness the deficit. He's in fact going to work through Mike Pence with the Congress. As I've said before, we are the majority party in the United States. We control both chambers of the Congress, more governorships. We have to start acting like a majority party, and with Donald Trump at the helm, we in fact can make sure that our conservative agenda is pushed forward.
And I want to ask you all about that because, yes, Donald Trump is at the top of the ticket. Mike Pence is his vice presidential pick. We've been able to talk about the fact that in their efforts to secure who they wanted to add to the ticket, that there was a conversation with John Kasich, the fact that they were seeking somebody that had Washington experience and governing experience. Hugh, let me ask you, because the way that it's been reported with Kasich aides and Don Jr., they said that this would be the most powerful vice president in history, the fact that they would be in charge of domestic and foreign policy. And when the Kasich aide asked, well, what's the president going to do? Donald Trump, he said, we'll work on making America great again.
You know, I watched your interview with Donald Jr., and I heard him talking about that. He was describing, in essence, a Cheney-like role. But, of course, the president remains the president. We have a unitary executive. But what I liked about Donald Jr. the most is that he was engaged. The biggest problem we have is the millennial vote. Between Ivanka and Donald Jr. and Eric and Tiffany hit it out of the ballpark last night. I'm seeing an appeal directly into millennials who are understanding that the Trump family, as well as Donald Trump, understands their economic concerns for the future of this country. I see the Congresswoman nodding. I'm sure that happens all the time. But I was impressed in his interview with you. He walked that through. Mike Pence will have a lot to do, but he won't be the president.
Well, I also asked Don Jr., because I saw you talking about him last night on MSNBC and the fact that you were really excited about the potential that he has as a politician, maybe. And asked him about that. He said, I don't know about that. I got to wait till the kids get out the door.
I saw you ask him about Governor of New York, and I wrote that down because of that. You're exactly. Tag Romney is to Mitt Romney. Tag Romney is to Mitt Romney as Donald Trump is to Donald Trump Sr.
First things first, and let me just tell you, the Congresswoman knows this. Donald Trump is going to pull over working class Democrats who are frustrated. The coal miners in the South that Hugh talked about, the longshoremen here in Cuyahoga County. They're going to come Trump's way and give him a different mix for an American majority that will put us back on the path of uniting the country.
I agree with that. That's what you're going to see. Is there are so many independents and Democrats. They are fed up with what's been going on in the country, the stagnant wages, stagnant economy, wanting to see jobs growth. And, you know, I think it's so interesting. National security and jobs and economic security are the two top issues with women. Those are the issues they talk about most. And they want to restore opportunity for their children and their grandchildren. And they don't see that right now with what's going on in the Obama economy. You know, we're the grand opportunity party, and that's where people are looking.
We are going to hear tonight from the vice presidential in Indiana, Governor Mike Pence. My thanks to all of you, Representative Blackburn. Thank you for hanging out with me in the heat as well, because you've been very patient. You can.